Hey guys, thank you so much for joining this month's online event. Let me share my screen, and we have quite a few sessions piled up for this session. So let me show you that. This is part of online event, part of Global AI Hyderabad, and this is the monthly online event. We have offline event on 5th April. The RSVPs are closed, but you can try May, June, July until December. We have created the placeholders. And coming back to this month's session, we have quite a few topics. We have singleton, chatbot, then Copilot Studio, then enhancing developer productivity, and building intelligent APIs using Flask API, and UI with React, Tailwind CSS, and building secure applications, enabling the cars and interacting between the React and other things. We have quite a few things which are piled up. And let me spend 1 minute time to quickly introduce our speakers for today. At least we have Ritish, Venkat, and Archana. Ritish, you want to introduce for a minute?
Thanks, Swamy, for that. So, good morning, everyone. It's nice connecting with you on Sundays. Thanks for turning up. So, coming to my side, I'm going to talk about the AI Azure AI search, where you can interact with your chatbot. So that's the point I wanted to discuss today. And coming to me, I work as a technical lead in quadrant technologies and vendor with Microsoft for almost 7+ years of experience. I'm totally carrying, and I was a full stack guy and eagerly looking into AI career in future. So yeah, and I also own as a leader for Microsoft AI Innovators Hub. So that's a part of Microsoft Fabric community, and I also been with Global AI Hyderabad as a co-organizer with Swamy, and also been part of this .NET Learners House. So that's a bit about myself. Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Swamy and the team. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, Ritesh and I, we run 3 of these communities: .NET Learners House, Global AI Hyderabad, and AI Innovators Hub. All 3 are the communities which we run. So equally, we will be doing a lot of events. And Subhashish, good morning. Would you like? Okay. I think he got disconnected. Archana, do you want to introduce yourself before we go to the today's topic?
Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Good morning, everyone. I'm Archana, currently pursuing BTech third year from Geetanjali College of Engineering and Technology. And today, I just want to guide you through the process of integrating Azure OpenAI into Flask API, which unlocks the power of intelligent automation in your projects. Yeah.
Thanks you. Thank you, guys. So I will get going on that. Let me share my screen real quick, and we'll get going with today's topics. That's cool. So this is my GitHub. I'll just paste this GitHub link, and here I'll paste it, and also the speaker series. I'll paste this. The demo script for today's event is 23. I think I need to refresh. There should be one on 23. Yeah, this is the one. So I'll paste this, and then we'll quickly discuss about the topic and all the code. This year, we together, all 3 communities, we are planning to store all the projects which we run in this year related to AI, ML, and data. If possible, we'll run other things also inside this, so that people don't need to search at multiple places. All They will get it at one single place. Okay. Coming back to today's topic, what is that we are going to discuss? We'll quickly see that. So before that, let's do there's some online event, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see every month we are targeting a minimum 2. If possible, we'll do more videos on multiple technologies. So you can subscribe to this and watch, learn all these videos. Everything will be hands-on. We see that less of PowerPoints and more of hands-on. I'm still a learner. Apologize if I do any mistakes. And demos are kept pretty simple. And what are we going to do is we are going to work on how to create this simple single-turn chatbot using Python Flask, HTML, and Tailwind CSS, and a little bit of styling. Majorly, how to create it is very simple. I mean, within 30 minutes, we'll be able to create it. And I've given detailed step-by-step instructions for that. You don't need to worry on that. All you can focus on the session. See here in this one, if you go, you will have a very detailed how to build the solution, how the project structure will be, what should be the content of each and every file. And other instructions are given in this README. You also have the requirements.txt. I will update that, but we can push that while we are doing this live. We'll push it. Okay. So that's the basic information. And the source code link also I've given. If you click on this, it will directly take you to the location where this today's demo script, today's code is there. Everything is here. And also you can go into docs, and inside that you have a couple of images, and click on how to build. And this will give you step-by-step instructions, including the content, what should go where. Everything is here. You don't need to worry about anything. So all is well. So let's start going step by step. So please fasten your seatbelt. Introduction. So this is what we are going to build. The context is why do you need to build an app on top of OpenAI? So one of the reason is, suppose your team members has got whatever the team, maybe marketing team or sales team or finance team or doctors or different people. I'm just giving hypothetically different set of people or different teams. So on the floor, let's assume there are 20 people in our company. We can't share all 20 people, or else we can have one instance of this application, and we can have the OpenAPI key hooked up to this, and we can track what is the charge, so that we can specify that this amount will be deducted from you, or from the cost perspective, or from the usage perspective. Everyone in the team can use it. So they can get their marketing materials, or they can write a program, or they can get some queries clarified if it is a travel agent, travel related things, whatever the domain, they can get it. So that's the context. They can create one, and everybody in the team or multiple teams can use a single instance, and that get charged to one or more that we can do it. So project setup is very simple. So we need to create a virtual environment, Python virtual environment. So you can see that here I have given instructions to create it. First thing is we need to come and verify, do we have a proper Python version and pip version? So it clearly specifies that we are on Python 12 and pip 25. This is very, very important. The Python version and the package version should go hand in hand. And then, we can install this, install virtual environment. So it's already there. And then we can create with this command, we will be able to create the virtual environment. So it creates a .env file, And what is .env file? We'll give a quick look into that. So if you see this .env file, it has got a bunch of lib, include, and scripts and other scripts. Inside the scripts, you see that you have activate, and you can see this is from the bash, and this is the batch file for command prompt, and this is activate is for the Python side of the world. So these three things will be used. Now, if you see here, we can activate this. That means it is hitting the batch file. It is hitting the batch file without any extension. You can see that is hitting the batch file. For shell people, it is this activate. It's the / in Windows. It is the \. And so let's quickly go and do that. .venv. We can type .v and tab and s tab activate tab and enter. Now you see that there's a venv. Our virtual environment name will get prefixed. Now I can do pip list, so that gives this list, and we can come back and see in our code the requirements.txt. That's about the venv, and the requirement.txt doesn't have anything. What we can do is, after installing the packages, suppose we want to install all these packages. I already installed the packages, but anyways, let's go through it one more time, that installation. We can install these packages. I'm doing it live, so if it fails, we will see that it is failing, but let's do that. Okay, we'll install that packages. After that, another command I've given here. So pip freeze, you see that before executing that, let's come back and see that requirements.txt is empty. Now we'll come and execute this pip freeze pipe requirement.txt. So that gets all these things into the requirements. You see these things. Similarly, we can do pip and list. You'll see that all those types, whatever we have it is here. Now that means we are freezing. Hey, these are with this Python version, these are the packages we are installed, and now that we are freezing, we are putting it in the requirement.txt. So you need to tell that what should be the version of this Python, and what should be the version of the pip. So that we have to tell everyone that given this version on this operating system, we were able to execute it. So that is very, very important, because when the version changes, so we can't guarantee that these packages will work. So I'll put this also as part of the instructions, so that it should be very much clear that what should be the version on which we are working. So now if you see, we have created. So that's the step one. All this we have documented clearly. Okay. Now let's discuss about the folder structure real quick. Okay, people will be really enthusiastic to see the execution. So let me start this execution, then we'll start. So that's the context we set it up, and you see we are executing in the development mode. We'll do a deep dive into that. We definitely have 20 minutes from now. We can go into as much depth as possible. So we see this is an application which we are executing. Okay, I will close this here and let me go back to this one, and I'll execute it here, because this gives a beautiful look, because there the toolbar and other things are occupying a lot of space. So this is the UI which we can see. That's the UI. So let's go now the folder structure, how this has been structured. So let me come back to this one and close all these files and expand the folders here, so that we will see how the things are. So never ever check in this .env file, and never ever expose this .env file. Okay, that's a ground rule. It's a big no-no. So you see this app, that's an application entry point. You can see this app pie. Now I don't have anything secret, so I'm exposing it because this OpenAPI key, I stored it in the environment variable. But please, that's a big no-no. Block all this .env stuff in your git ignore. Virtual environment.env and whatever you don't want to be checked in into your repository, block all those things there. Okay, let's come back to this app. That's an entry point and requirement txt that should lock your dependencies. And env is an environment variable. That's a dead secret. And the documentation, which gives you how to execute, what should be the project structure. I'll fix this, but it has got the UI also. And here the website is a main Flash package, and this is an app factory where it loads. Here, if you see this under website, there is init. That's an app package which does a couple of things. It loads the configuration database. At this point of time, we are not storing anything. A SQLite is there, but in future enhancement in the next month, we will add something so that you can go back and look at the history, what chart you did it. So you can see we are reading from the app config, these all things. Where is this variable coming from? Okay, this one. Okay, this config, you're setting it up, and os.get environment, I'm reading it from the environment over here. And we are initializing the DB, that is SQL Acme. And here we are registering the routes. One is the view routes, one is the API routes, and create database. It just creates the database, but we are not utilizing it in this session. So for data, we have this model. This for the future enhancement, we created it and kept it there. And here in the API, again, that's another package where we are importing the API chart blueprints. Here is the chart routes, API routes. We have it over here. You can see it has got only one endpoint chart. And similarly, we have the view endpoints, and you can see that home routes, so which is displaying the templates, the home template and the single turn chatbot, and the history. History is coming soon. And we discussed about this. And static, we have the icons, one icon, the chat bubble, and this is from the global styles CSS. We are overriding some of the styles apart from what we are using it in the base template. So let's Jinja 2 templates, we are having it over here. We see this is a base template which will be reused at different places. And if you see, there are few things which we are linking over here. And you can see one of the things that we are using the inter Google fonts, and favicon, we are loading it from here. And we are bringing in the Tailwind CSS, and we didn't override, we're not using anywhere. So I'll just remove this. I was trying some options to override, and here we are using this global styles. So if you exclude the header portion, what we are loading in the header, if you see this is pretty much modular. We are having the navbar here, we are having the content which get injected, all these things, and we are injecting the footer over here. You see this one is navbar and one is footer, and whether it is home, history, or the singleton chatbots, everything gets injected here in this block. So if you see, that's the base. It's pretty modular. And also separation of concerns. So if at all I have to make some change in the navbar, I need to make change here. And if I have to make something change in the footer, I have to make change here. And all the content pages, the mid portion or the main content portion is home, history, and single turn chatbots. So that's pretty much a modular approach what we have taken. So the benefits of modular design. So here what is happening is, if you see the routes from the routes perspective, you see that we did a separation. One is the API routes, and another one is the view routes. You can see that those are coming from the view. So two different routes. No one will stop us if we bring this and include it in this and make it an routes.py and add all the API routes and the view routes in a one file and put it. I mean, it's not that definitely you need to do this, but the thing is that it's one of the suggested way to do it. If you want your application to have a scalable architecture and things will grow, and let's assume that more APIs, apart from chat, we might introduce DALI in the April month. So DALI's routes can come in here, and DALI related views things can come in here. Now, if you see that singleton chart is here, and singleton chart is going to call this chart API. Similarly, DALI template will be here. DALI's routes, view routes will be here, and DALI's API can be here. So it's a modular approach, separation of concern. If you want to change the visual look and feel, the content, that means this portion, you need to go and modify this this one here. So just for the sake of that, I'll add this, come back here, do a refresh, you see that it has been added. So now whatever we want to change, we have a clear separation. We have the template, Jinja template, we have the view route, which flushes out that HTML onto the screen, and its corresponding API is in the API routes. That's one thing. Let's discuss easier debugging and maintenance, scalability. As I was mentioning, right now it's only the chart. So tomorrow someone wants to create same DALI. So we have a DALI templates, Jinja templates here, we have a view route here, we will have a API here. So we know that clear separation. If three people are working, okay, one guy who's good at UI, user interface, they can mix, they can start working on this, they can do the check-in, someone else is flushing this out, and someone is writing the OpenAI or Azure OpenAI integration with this chart. They can integrate together. So that's about modular design. Now, app initialization. So what is this app factory? So this is commonly named the create app, and it returns the fully functional Flask application instance. So if you come and see here, let me close all these things so that we get some extra space. And I'll minimize this, and we'll come and dig deep into, as of now, we are not doing anything with data. From the extension point of view, we kept it there. And this is the app factory model. This is an app factory model. You can see that it does that, configure this application dynamically. That means what we are doing is we are loading the load.env, and then we created this database. We'll modify this in the next month, but this is we're tipping our toes in the waters of creating the AI, ML, and data analytics. Apart from other things, we will start pushing everything in a single repository where all the code, you'll get it. We'll create an index also on which session we spoke about which project, we'll link it. And here in this, you'll get everything in the centralized location. Here we write it like, okay, on 23rd, we spoke about this this topic, and this is a project, and this 23rd, we spoke about this projects. We'll do that. Coming back to this app factory, we create an Python Flask app, and we load this app.config. We create this configuration, and then we are here. Clearly, we know that, okay, these are the views which are coming in from the view endpoints, and these are the API endpoints, okay? And you can see that API chart blueprint. What does this API chart blueprint is? The blueprint which you created here. It's not, initially it was API and API. When someone sees that, what is this .api and what is this API? So that is the reason I just gave a little bit name change here. This is the package here. Here, if you see that, this is a package. That's a module here. Okay, and this is the blueprint variable, which is here. You can mouse over on that, and similarly you can see this views. This views is a module where you see this underscore init inside that. So that's the module. Views is a module over here. So you can see that there will be another init file inside that. Okay, so and the other side, on the right side, import, we are importing the blueprint which we declared inside the home here, the view blueprint. I can call it as home view blueprint. It will be more appeared. Okay, what is that we are doing? This is create database just to create it. We are not doing anything with the database. So that's about the modular approach and app initialization. So app gets initialized over here. So let's come back here, and you see this is only for the demo. And when the time comes for the deployment in Azure, we will do that definitely. I mean, our intention is to show the real-time projects. Maybe it's a small, mini or tiny projects, but it's like an end-to-end. Like we are able to create all these things. So the blueprint structure, just now we have seen that. So the key points in all the environment variable or configuring database or the secrets or initializing the database, or we can do the seeding of initial data, loading or registering the view routes and registering the API routes. And when it comes to the routes itself, so let me close this. So let's see the home route. So if you see that we create this blueprint over here. I mean, if you have any queries on anything, what you can do is you can click on that and you can see that what all the things which it is supporting and learn more about it. But at least we have 3 pages in this Jinja templates, and that's home and singleton chatbot and history. So here we are using this render template. So you can see that renders this template. Okay, we can pass in the context variable. As of now, it is, as I was mentioning, this is the first time we are doing this. We will enhance it over a period of next couple of months, make it at least to a, if not an expert level, to a decent level. This should be a workable solution. So let's see this in action. We come in here. So this is on route. On the route, we are loading the home template. And the next route is ST chatbot. You can see this at the bottom over here. At the bottom over here, you see that it shows that SD chatbot. So that comes in here. And next is history. So that comes to here. So we are mapping it here. Suppose if we made some mistake over here, and I'll come and I'll try to load this because I made some mistake. So if you try to see a file history1 that doesn't exist, see this, it's pretty much clearly giving us a line number 20 where we made a mistake. Even from the debugging perspective also, it is very easy for us. It's modular, as we discussed, the modular design approach. Okay, that's about the routes, view routes. And the key points also, we know that what all the routes we are supporting and what is very specific templates which we are calling. And when application grows, suppose for the singleton chatbot itself, we want to do some more enhancements, we can go and create more files and increase it. I mean, scalable, we need to see that. And coming back to the API routes, this is pretty much important. I'll close down in 2 minutes. You can see that we are loading the OpenAPI key over here. And that OpenAPI key, we are creating a global variable on this OpenAPI object. Wherever we are creating, wherever we are loading this OpenAPI, on that we are storing this OpenAPI. You'll see this in this OpenAPI. You can see that. Just give me a minute. API key and this module. We'll come back and That's the variable. So what we are doing is when we are assigning OpenAPI.api key, that means technically we are assigning this global variable, this variable inside that module, line 113. That's what we are doing. Here, the endpoint is chart. And then we are request. This is a post call. So whatever the request which is coming in from the user, this user will get injected here. We'll see some of the chart in next 1 minute. So it loads that API key and creates an Open API client over here, and we are sending the chart completions. Turbo 3.5 because that's a cheaper one. We are using this, and temperature and the tokens also limit. We are limiting it, but eventually we'll move all these things to the environment variable. As I was mentioning, this is the baby step. So let's play around this one. Let's see that high. So it takes time and it displays. Just you can see this communication happening over here. And I'm asking, what is your name? And it says that I'm an AI assistant. Okay, what is an apple? And it says that, okay, apple is an, what is an orange? So I'm speaking about two fruits. I'm saying which one is best. When I'm saying which one is best, it doesn't have the memory. So isn't it? That's what we said, that it's single turn chart. That means I send some prompt, it gives me answer. So write a small program in C#. So it's not up to the mark, but at least to a decent extent, it gives the format in a markdown. It clearly differentiates to showcase this markdown over here. So you see this icon and this icon, and I'll say that write a small story. Okay, it's because of the 200 token limit. You see that it will get cut off over here. If not, it gives more of this one. So this is the first starting point. Now you understood how can this be useful. So if you come and see one point over here, platform dot usage, you can see that it will give what is the usage. Assume that that particular API key which I'm using it belongs to some particular project. Now, out of $5 which I purchased, I have consumed only $0.2. More experiments, as I was mentioning, we will come up with more AI, ML, data analysis or data science, and a lot of other things which we are planning in. So stay tuned to us. Again, we are 3 meetups are one. So we are, Ritish and I, we are organizing on all these three: .NET Learners House and Global AI Hyderabad and Microsoft's AI Innovation Hub. And this is our official YouTube channel. Please subscribe. This is Swamy. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you guys have learned and enjoyed the session. Thank you so much. So Ritish and Subhashish, anything before we go to the next session?
Hey, that was really awesome, Swamy. We learned a lot. Thanks for the session. Even I learned something which is very new to me. So thanks for that. Yeah, I guess we can go ahead for the next session with Subhashish.
Yeah, Subhashish, would you like to introduce yourself? Also, please share your screen.
Sure, Swamy, and hi, Ritesh. So, thank you. It was a very insightful session, and suddenly I learned a lot in very, it's in a short span of short packet of introduction, and suddenly I actually am a regular fan of your YouTube channels. I regularly
Thank you.
see and learn a lot from your episodes. So yeah, and thank you once again for introducing us to the PIP's various keywords and how you can instigate the chat session. So with that,
Ritesh,
I am.
Subhashish and I, first time we spoke to each other in Delhi,
Mhm.
in Gurgaon Microsoft office, where September 14th, I think so, I flew from Hyderabad to Delhi, where Ramit and Subhashish, they were organizing a very big event, seriously.
That was awesome.
So that's where we spoke to each other. Okay, please, sorry to cut you, Subhashish, go ahead and introduce yourself. And Ritesh and I, as I was mentioning, we are organizing, I mean, there's three meetups we are unifying and joining the forces, all the speakers and everything. So now we'll be more vibrant and more events, like minimum two online and one offline. We might extend to three based on the speaker's request. More people are reaching us in LinkedIn, and I'm routing everyone to Ritesh. He's like a selector who will select people. He'll choose the people. So, yeah, to you.
Thank you once again, Swami and Ritesh. So this is my very short session on Copilot Studio with Finance and Operation. I've called it as very fancy name as Cold Fusion. So actually, it's not at all cold. It's kind of very hot, and it's one of the very hot topics nowadays buzzing around in Microsoft world. And this session is primarily going to point at these are the this topics, these subtopics. So, say for example, I'm going to introduce you, give a short refresher on Finance and Operation Copilot. How can you customize the Copilot using agents, entities, AI prompts, and ChatGPT? Responding to user prompts in Copilot by translating responses from flows, user input validations on Copilot, adaptive cards in Copilot Studio, and transferring between topics. And finally, I would keep the floor open for questions and answers. And but as you can understand, actually, each of those is huge chapter on its own. So we'd need further detailed sessions, so which we can certainly work out with you and Ritesh regarding this. So if you want to take it a little deeper, then I can certainly organize much deep insights on this each of these topics. And with that, let me just introduce myself. I am a solution architect with 18 years of experience, and I specialize on Azure Power App Platform and finance and operation. I am a blogger. I'm also an author. I write books, and I'm a global speaker. I speak on various communities, and I'm not also an amateur archaeologist. So I travel places just to gather information about previous history, the ancient history of mankind, how did it come from, and all those things. So, and I will be always also sharing with you my my coordinates, my email ID, and my YouTube channel, so that you can also give me a nudge if you need anything or any insight on any of the topics that I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so with that, we all know what is Copilot. Copilot is a very powerful introduction from Microsoft, which is an AI-powered assistant and acts as a digital companion, offering features like answering questions, generating text, creating images, assisting with various tasks, all powered by advanced AI technologies. And no wonder that Copilot has also been extended to the realms of Microsoft Dynamics finance and operations. And as a result of which, we can also just not talk with finance and operation, but also we can instruct it to do something. It's kind of a CRUD-based operations, which we have already been able to, do in Copilot with finance and operations. So here are some key features and capabilities. AI-powered assistance. So Copilot uses AI to understand user requests and provide various information and actions within finance and operations environment. It's a side chat experience, so that you don't need to minimize anything, you don't need to do anything else. It can be popped up as a short chat bot on the left-hand side of your main window, and you can keep working and chatting with Copilot as and when needed. And its generative help guidance goes without saying, like it's basically making use of chat gpt, because of which if you want to ask it something, like it can do anything, it can generate any kind of text, it can generate any kind of insights, like using the principles of chat gpt. And it has workflow history summary capabilities, because of which it can provide summaries of past actions and approval requests of all workflows, which can help the users to understand and be efficient, be informed, and be more proactive. uh, and enhanced user feedback. It keeps on asking for feedback, like how was the information been, like how did you find the information, was it informative, or did it fail to cater to your request. And finally, it also chats with finance and operations data, which is a very recent update for finance and operation. As I will just try to show you a glimpse of it, which is making use of virtual entities, as a result of which you can expose your data to finance and operations, and you can ask questions. You can ask, say, for example, you can ask okay, so can you tell me the details of this vendor, or can you get me the details of the sales order? So like this, it can also chat with the finance and operation data. Okay, so that was the very basic about Copilot. And so saying that, the main question that comes into the minds are the Copilot agents, which are the very the fundaments of the very fabric of the Copilot. So agents are specialized AI tools within Microsoft Finance and Operation Copilot, which extend its capabilities by connecting to organizational knowledge and data sources, automating business processes, and providing personalized assistance. You can think of them as apps for AI era that the Copilot interface interacts with. In just other words, agents are kind of are virtual agents, or virtual programs, virtual chatting programs that can talk to you, that can respond to certain set of instructions that you are asking it to do. And then Copilot entities. These are also very powerful capabilities being introduced by Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, whereby you can define a data type. Say, for example, I want to extract my country of origin. So my chatbot is asking where you are from, and I am responding like I am from India. So my entire response is I am from India, but it is understanding the point of interest as India. So this is where my Copilot is defining entities, and there are already pre-built entities already available in the system, and you can create your own entities so as to facilitate various kinds of interaction. You can treat entities as some kind of a data type, so that you can mention your own data type to make the agent understand what has to be done. Finally, we'll see prompts. Prompts are also very powerful, capabilities provided by Copilot with, Power Apps, whereby without writing a single line of code, you are just telling it to do certain instructions, and it is doing it right then by the help of the power of ChatGPT. So, suppose I am if you're talking about data massaging, so data massaging is a very tedious and a very hectic job for any kind of consultants. And suppose in the data massaging part, some customer code is wrong, and it can detect, it should be able to detect. You have explained it like whenever the customer code is not like this, you should be able to say like, hey, the customer code you have provided is wrong. Or if the combination of the PIN postal code, city, country is incorrect, it should be able to say like the address defined is wrong. So you can define various kinds of prompts like this, which is absolutely without needing to write any line of code, and you can generate it autonomously. So we will see how can you generate a prompt and how can you leverage the same in finance and operation Copilot. So with that, I would like to take you straight to the demo, and let me share my screen back once again. And yeah, so this is my uh, Copilot. Okay, so the Copilot in very neat looks like this, whereby you can define an agent here itself. You can define an agent. So, for example, you can tell it to create an agent for me, which can bring details of a book. So basically, it's an example of a Copilot that is kind of a library agent, and it's asking various details of the agent that you want to create. So you can tell it, like, the book finder. You can give a name, like, what is the type of the what is the name of the Copilot studio you want to keep. So is saying that, okay, how about book finder? So I said, no, I would like to give the name as Kitab. Okay, so like that, if I say, it is going to name the agent as Kitab. So what you expect Kitab to do? So here, basically, it should be able to tell the it should be able to tell about books, prices, ISBN, author details. So if you say that, it should be asking you, like, okay, fine, I understand. Where do you want to fetch the details from? So this is optional. It is saying the data sources. Where is that you want to get the details from? So I'm saying, HTTP Amazon. .in. If I'm saying like that, so it is one of the sources. So it is going to understand, like, it is one of the sources to which now set up with the ISBN details. So it can pull the data from Amazon. Apart from that, you can also keep on adding more and more. There is, Goodread is one more very good source of book details. You can also get the details of books from various other public websites. And once you have said that, you can skip to configure, or you can just click on create. So if I click on create, it is going to create the agent for you. So thereby your agent is going to get readied in a couple of moments. And once you are done, you can get hold of your other Goodreads. Say, for example, like, if I get the Goodreads website, let me get Goodreads website from here. I'm copying the link address, and it is getting loaded. Still, it's getting loaded. And just a moment. So your agent is ready. Here is what's next. Saying, so I'm saying, okay, I want to add more knowledge to it. So I'm clicking on add knowledge. And there are so many sources to which you can add your knowledge. So for example, I can add public websites. One of the public websites is basically, as I've already copied, I'm just copying it as add like this. I can also add Amazon.in. So Amazon.in is one more site which I'm going to copy from here and pasting it here. Let me add some more books, books websites. So, Bookswagger is also a very good knowledge hub. So I'm adding it here also. So it's saying, no, you cannot do that, because it's you need to get the main address URL. So I'm just copying it, and I'm just closing this. And instead of this, I'm just pasting it here. I'm clipping it add. So once I've done that, I'm clipping on add, and it's over. It's ready to be to be used. And these are public websites. Apart from that, I can also add Dataverse as a source. I can also add Excel as source. I can also add Azure SQL as source. I can add a lot of Cosmos DB as source. So many things I can also keep on adding, and thereby it should be able to answer me questions from that. And you can additionally test it from here. You can ask questions, and it should be able to answer you. So till the time it gets loaded, let me open another window, and let me take you to the mostly talked about or talked about illustrated, Microsoft Copilot for finance and operation, which is already in place. And I would like to show you the capabilities of that Copilot. So it has got loaded, by the way. And if I can ask a question, can you tell me book details of angels and demons? So this is a book written by Dan Brown. It's a very famous book of archaeology and ancient history. So it is basically querying and it is giving the references. The Angels and Demons is a best-selling book by Dan Brown, and it is giving a reference like that. You can also ask more questions like, can you give me? Also, it is able to understand the typo. Also, if you have spelled something wrongly, it should be able to understand. Can you give me the details of a book called Cosmos by Carl Sagan? So if you ask this, it should be again be able to give you the responses. So if you it's a Cosmos is a popular science fiction in the science book written by Carl Sagan. So it is saying all the details of it. So it is also asking for AI generated content may be incorrect. So it is giving a disclaimer like this. So this is a very small example whereby you can make use of your Copilot agents to interact with you. But now we should be focusing on our main discussing area, which was regarding about the agents from Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. So Finance and Operations likewise is also an agent, but this is a managed agent by Microsoft. So if I click on this and if I get into it, I'll be able to see a lot of topics that are already been designed and deployed by me, or I'm working with Ramit and Sujoy, who are also working with the same instance, and they keep on adding topics to here. So here are a few topics which are part of this agent. So these are sales lines. I can keep on adding sales line to it. So I can add, if I sort by last quantified, it will be able to show me like, that more sales line. I can create address of a customer. I can create address. I can create a sales order through natural language processing, date response. So many things are there actually. So let me just give you a demo how it actually works. So let me take you back to here. And this is my finance and operations, just in case for the people who are very new to finance and operation and has not already seen finance and operation, it in all essence looks like this. So it's getting loaded. Once a moment, just let it get loaded in the meanwhile. Okay, and this is for the sales order tables. Okay, and so finance and operations is taking a while to get loaded. And let me pause for a while and let me ask you, like, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me. Yeah, it has got loaded. So here's my Copilot icon, which looks like this at the top. So if I launch this, it gets connected and shows up like this. So I can ask very simple questions. So say, for example, hi. If I ask it like this, it's able to understand like I am Subhashish. I am a user, and it is recognizing me, and it's asking me like, what do you want me to do today? Create a customer, sales order creation, item availability, summarize sales orders like that. These are a few of the options that it is asking me to create. So I'm saying like this, like create a customer. I should have also clicked on this, but I'm manually writing this. Okay, so creating a customer. So if when I create a customer, so customers are located out here in my all customers inside this module, and it is saying, like, gotcha. Can you provide the customer code and all these details? So these are the bare minimum with which you need to create a customer record. So what I'm doing is that I am creating. I'm already kept it ready. The entire sentence. So I'm saying, can you create a customer with the name like this, and code like this, and name like this, and with the customer group as 20, and currency is this USD. If I click on this, and so I'm clicking on hitting enter, and it's going to take a couple of moments to get back to my Copilot Studio. So right out here is something known as create customers through NLP. I have created this. What it is doing is that it is understanding from your input what you have provided. and it is able to translate that into your natural language, into Dynamics FNO's understandable language. So I have created this customer, and if I copy this customer which I have created, and let me just refresh the screen, I should be able to see this newly created customer right now. So yeah, let me filter out here quickly, and I'm just filtering it with this. So it has not yet come. Why it has not come? Let me find out. Okay, so the customer creation is successful. Is you seeing like it is showing that. Let me create the address in the meanwhile. So if you also want to add address, so I say okay. So it is saying, can you provide the correct address of the customer with the postal code, city, and all these details? So if I click on this, so I am just giving an address of USA, and purposely let me give a wrong address like this, which is not a correct postal code, like this, which does not exist. Okay, so if I hit enter, let's see what happens. It should be able to validate the customer address. It said it failed because no such postal code actually exists. So it is being able to make use of Microsoft's Azure Graph API, and it is validating this address combination and is coming back to me saying that it has failed. So let me give the correct address now, and let me hit enter. So when I have said that, it is saying that working on it, and it is creating the the address, and it should be able to come back to me now. Okay. Yeah, it said that address updated successfully, and thanks. So if I take you back to what has happened, so here you would see like this is a question like what you saw. It's like can you, if you go back, like if you go back out here saying that gotcha, can you provide. So this part is here. So whenever it confronts any input like this, it is saying that okay, so either you should get a prompt like sure, please give me please provide me customer name, code, all these things, or it should be able to say gotcha, can you provide like this. So you can keep on adding new responses, like add message variation. You can all right, can you provide me the customer details. Okay, so you can keep on add message variations like this, which it is responding in a variable called cast response, and it is again contacting a prompt. What is this prompt basically? This prompt is let me try to quickly wrap it up in few moments. I'm sorry, I'm taking time, and just a moment. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it is going to take you to the Power Apps prompt, which is a very powerful way of converting any input to any desired outcome. So let it get loaded in the meanwhile, and let me try to find out if it's got created or not. Okay. So it's taking time. Let me take you back to directly to this here. Yeah, so this is my prompt. So what it is doing is that, can you get the value of the customer code, name, group, legal entity, and currency code. So legal entity is the company where you are creating. So this is the company where my customer is getting created. And here I'm saying that it should look like this. The response should look like this. Remove everything else from the response. So this is my input variable where I am passing on the variable which I just passed on here from this input. It is basically getting it here and parsing it in a form of a JSON. It is in fact it is serializing it. So if I click on text prompt, it is generating the JSON response accordingly. So you see this is the JSON response that is getting created. And obviously, like if I close this, and so this is where this customer response, JSON response is coming, and I'm passing it as a flow, as an input to a flow. So this flow is basically creating the customer. So this flow, if I click on the view details, I should be able to see what exactly this Power Automate is doing. This flow or Power Automate is a very simple flow whereby it is calling an OData entity endpoint of Dynamics Finance and Operations. Let me quickly load this up. It is almost done. Okay, so I'm saying a run a flow from Copilot with, this is the JSON which I'm getting from my prompt, and I'm parsing the JSON out here, and then I'm getting the, Azure Active Directory token without which you cannot connect to finance and operation. And then finally, I'm initializing a variable, which is basically this token which I have received from the previous step. And then finally, I'm calling the OData entry endpoint, that is customer V3, which is the OData for creating the customer. And inside this, I'm passing all the necessary variables which I have got from the user, and I'm creating it. So once this is done, I am saying in a condition, if this is success, 200 means accepted, or is it, if it is okay or accepted, if any of this is true, then on the true part, I should be able to say like, the customer code is this, and the customer legal entity is this, and I'm responding back to Copilot. And if it fails, I'm responding back to Copilot saying that it has failed. So if this is true, then in turn, I am calling from Copilot to to another agent. I'm passing this on. So this is known as handoff between the agents, whereby I am saying like, if the user says okay, I want to create a more address to the user, so it should be able to create the address details and be coming back to my original prompt. So as I was saying, it's a huge subject of discussion. So I just give you a flavor like how can you leverage it to F&O. So this is how actually you can proceed. And not to mention, this is my credentials. You can please feel free to send a mail to me if you need anything. This is my LinkedIn email, LinkedIn contact, and this is my YouTube. So you can also take a look into my YouTube videos, like if you want to learn more on this. So with that, I would like to wrap it up and hand it back to Swamy. And thanks again for giving me a chance to speak.
Thanks so much, Subhashish. It was wonderful. And we can collaborate, see if we can host you every month if you have time online. So that sitting at your place you can do. Really appreciate it. Venkat, anything on Subhash's session?
Yeah, Subhashish, thanks for the session. So that's really insightful, because see, every time we talk about tech and the coding things, so this is the first time that we were looking at in an abstract level, so that people will understand. So how this real applications really work in the real time, right? So instead of telling everyone to develop and all that, so we were experiencing like people where these real-time applications can be used, like Copilot in 365 and other things. So that's really insightful. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
making
much.
time. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Subhashish. Ritish, would you share your screen so that
Yeah.
you can go ahead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going in detail with the presentation, so this is completely hands-on session. Firstly, giving you a heads up. So just before I start up, so this is a bit about myself. So Ritish Venkat Jogi is my full name. So people call me Venkat, people call me Ritish. So it's all up to you. I prefer to call you as Ritish. Um, yeah, and coming to my experience, so right now I was working as a technical lead in Quadrant Technologies, and I work with Microsoft as a vendor. And then I lead Microsoft AI Innovators Hub, so which is part of Microsoft Fabric official community group. So we were being there for last 6 months. So we were doing it, and Swamy gave an opportunity to lead this global AI Hyderabad community. So I was being part of this from last two months, I guess. So yeah, and been actively working with Swamy on that. And a bit about the topic that I'm going to talk about today is like last session, if you observed, because that is there on YouTube. So I talked about chatbots which are working based on the prompt. Okay. So today what I'm going to do is, so we wanted to push more data, right? So for example, if I wanted to create a chatbot for an hospital use case, because I'm continuing with the same topic which I covered in the last session, so that you'll be more excited to have the continuation of it. So what I did in the last session was I gave a prompt where it is taking data from Excel and giving the responses to the user. So that's what I did. And two add-ons that I did to the chatbot is I have changed the user interface for that. That is one. And second thing is I added the like a speech to text and text to speech functionality to the bot. And the third thing is, instead of doing it from Excel, because it is taking time to generate the responses, right? So instead of doing it, so I am using Azure AI search for indexing the data and giving you the responses very quickly. So this is the bit about the topic that I'm going to talk today. And let me show you the data that I have today, because last time when I showed you, if you recollected, so there is only certain data like 15, 16 rows of data, because where there is a issue with the tokens. But this time what I did is, like, I have used almost 1,000 patient details, where I can easily upload this to Azure AI search. I'm going to show you that as well. Don't worry, how to create the Azure AI search and all that. So let me go to that now. So when you go to portal Azure, Azure portal, so you have these options, right? So just click on, because I used to work more on this, so I am getting it in the feature one. So but if you wanted to really search it, just search AI search. So you will have this. So what you need to do is, first you need to create one service that we call, so service that we have to create. So by just clicking on it, you can actually create your own service name. I kept something as bot, something like that, right? Bot search or something. So you can put whatever you want. But the main important thing why I'm showing you this is very important. This is really charge based. So you can use a free one, but it is very limited. So you can create 3 indexes. When I'm using right now the basic one, so it is even charging me. But make sure you, when you're creating, because whenever you are opting for this service, it will ask for a credit card, right? So your portal access, so then it will be charged on top of it. So I'm using this bot demo which I already created. So that's a single step. So just select, give you a service, and just select your subscription. And yeah, so I'm right now using basic. So what you have to do after this is done, right? So there's one important thing that you need to do is, there are two ways. One way is to create indexing. You can directly do it here, or else using code you can also create the indexing. Let me show you that just a glance, so that you can easily cope up. So there is a function called, I wrote a function called create index. So this is the function, and I'm giving all the column names, what type of data, whether it is filterable, searchable, all that. So we can actually do this. And I'm also passing what should be the uh index name. So somewhere here, yes, this is my index name. So I'm doing it dynamically from my code, but I will show you that anyway. But that is the step that I'm doing. But you can actually create your own index from right here. So by just giving all the details which I showed you, so you can actually add fields and add the data from the Azure portal as well. So this is how it is. And these are the indexes that I created previously. um, I kept this as name, so you can put anything. These are all dynamically created from the code. Let me show you that. But before I jump into that, so let me show you the output of it. Then you'll understand what I'm trying to explain you better. So I showed you, right? So these are all the patient claims details. So basically insurance kind of details. So where I am going to ask from a chatbot where it actually creates, I mean, it actually responds to that. So my data, as I said, this is Excel data. So don't mind that I'm taking that from Excel. This is for uploading the Excel to the indexing to create the index thing. So now the index is created. Let me show you that later. So how it is going to happen and all that. So when I click on this, so this is the hyperlink that this is the deployment server that I got. It's taking time. Let's wait for 2 seconds, because it says a lot of data, right? So it need to be get indexed and all that. So So one time indexing, that's fine. You can use any number of requests. So index created successfully, and then data is uploaded. This step you need to do it for one time, not every time. So once your index is ready, you can directly use your bot. So this is the bot that I am using. So this has a voice feature. I will show you later. So let me say my name. So I'm giving my patient name as Ritish, or let me give it as Venkat. I have both. So it should ideally generate all the responses. I mean, all the claim details. Yeah, if you see here, this is generated, right? So apologize, there is a formatting issue. Um, and here if you see, there is a data get generated, and it is giving claim id, patient score, and what is score also, search score is also giving. Um, so if you want to just hear about this message, I don't know whether this will come for you, but once you want to click it, you can actually hear all the message which is coming. And let me refresh this once again and say something called, let me talk to the bot. Vamshi. So I said, yeah, I said Vamshi. It didn't recognize. So let me say once again. Uh, it's Vamshi, Vamsi. Yeah. So I explained it. It's Vamshi, Vamsi. So it is giving me, if you see here, so it is giving me all the details of Vamshi. So kind of this is the UI. So I will be showing the code how it is working. So let me first show you the indexing part of it. So this is the code file which you can see the same name. So claims dot underscore data, which is there in the same folder. And what I am doing is, let me change the indexing name from here. Let me put it as 10 because I am assuming 10 is not there. Yes, 10 is not there. Let me refresh. Yeah, 10 is not there. So I'm just putting it and saving it because I have given the service name as bot thing. And this API key, as I mentioned previously, right? So this API key is something like where you will get it is only three things you need to give to create this. So there will be a section called keys under the section under the settings. So this is the API key that we'll get. So you can use either of this primary key or secondary key for using that. I mean, for uploading or creating the index or even using the indexing. You can create your own keys by putting some limitations stating that only reading or only people can only write the code or just read the code, read the data. So that's you can actually customize your own keys as well from here. Okay. Now let me I have changed it to search 10. So let's see if the index will get created or not. So I'm just stopping the server meanwhile. Clear. So this is the code that I'm writing. So the same file, right? Yes. Just click on enter. So index is created successfully, it is saying, and data uploaded successfully, it is saying. Let's see whether the data is uploaded. I mean, the index is created or not. Yes, the index is created, but the data is not uploaded because sometimes it will take some time ideally. So let me, oh, sorry. Let me rerun this. Basically it will take certain time because we need to the data should be uploaded and it should be chunked into uh, small pieces. Chunking has to be done and all that should be done, right? So it will take time. In a sense, it will take just 2 to maximum 2 minutes. Let's refresh and see. It's not yet done. Let's wait for one more minute. Let's refresh and see. No, it is not it. Yeah. Now, if you see here in indexes, the data is got generated. So certainly it will take some time because based on your data that you're passing it. So now, if you see here, let's take any anonymous name. Let me take this name. Let me copy this and ask my bot whether let's see whether it gives the answer or not. And make sure when you're answering, when you're doing some changes, so make sure you refresh the page. I'm just leaving as Smith's data. Yeah, it did give me the details, right? If you see here, so it gave me all the details. So what is the claim amount? What is the treatment that he undergone with, and all that. So yeah, so this is how it works. And again, we have this speaker functionality where it reads us out the messages. And as I showed you previously, so there is a mic option here, so which you can talk to the bot and interact with the bot. Hope you are able to hear the text. That's okay. So hope this is exciting. And now I told you, right, the indexing may not be happening every time. So let me just put the comments to this section, and I'll try to rerun the code and see. Let's see, will it be able to give the responses, because the index is already there. So the same index we'll be using, and we'll see if it generates responses or not. Let's take this time some other name. Let's take Alice Johnson. Anything is fine. I can even take the last one. Uh, there are common names actually. Okay. So this step is excluded because the index is already there. So now let's see, refresh this, and now I'll be giving this. Oh, I don't know why. Yeah, now it gives. It gave me all the details of because sometimes, as I said, right, so it need to be taking the data and responding. So AI is still learning, so it gave response anyway. Yeah, this is how we can actually index. It's not just like putting only 1,000 2,000 data. So you can actually put 1 lakh data, 2 lakh data, whatever it is, so millions of data also, that's fine. So this is how we can actually use Azure AI search in this chatbots to give your custom to create your own custom chatbots where it responds based on based on the data that is giving. And the next topic, which in future what I'm going to talk about, is so creating an appointment bot, doctor appointment bot, and then putting all that data, sending that to an API, and storing it in some CRM, where the doctor details will be like the patient details will be visible to the doctor. I mean, to the hospital people. All the appointments will be visible for them. So that will be coming soon. So stay tuned for the next sessions. Yeah, over to you.
Thanks, Ritish. That's pretty much a wonderful session and real use case. Really liked it. I mean, this is the much needed thing. Faster verifying the claim details and other things. Really useful things. Okay, so let's introduce all our three speakers. The first time speakers, these three people. I'll bring them on stream. folks, let me introduce. I mean, Ritesh, Venkat, and I will introduce our three speakers. These people are first-time speakers, so they need your blessings, and I want them to introduce in this order: Archana, Manozgna, and Srivalli. I'll give 1 minute to Ritesh before you guys introduce yourself. Ritesh,
Yeah. So, to everyone who was watching this show, so I just wanted to give you a glance. So, we were open to take the decision. So, these guys are like they're college freshers. So, I mean, college students. They're third years, fourth years who completed their graduation. People are approaching us that they're interested in learning, they're interested in speaking. So, as a community service, we always don't want it to show our faces only, and we grow every time. So that intention with that intention we wanted to make people learn. Swamy is investing a lot of time to train the people. So, and he's also having a mentorship program. So if anyone wanted to just come and join, you can actually come and join to that. And also like Archana, Manozgna, and Srivalli, they are all freshers, so they got trained from Swamy, and now they're able to speak. So that's the beauty, and that's the interest that they showed. So yeah, thank you so much, three of you, for making this time, and having the sessions wonderful. I already saw the session content, so I'm really interested, and pretty sure that you will be rocking the show. Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Archana, Manozgna, Srivalli, introduce yourself for 1 minute before we hand over the control to Archana. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. A very good morning, everyone. I'm Archana and currently pursuing BTech third year from Gitanjali College of Engineering and Technology. Yeah. Uh, in today's session, I just want you guide through the process of integrating Azure OpenAI into a Flask API. Yeah, overing it to Manozgna.
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Manozgna. I'm currently pursuing my BTech second year in CVR College of Engineering. So today I'm going to focus on the front end of UI with React AI and Vite. I'll forward it to Srivalli.
Hello everyone, this is Srivalli. I'm studying BTech second year in CVR College of Engineering. Today I would like to explain about how front end and back end we are integrating. I would like to explain that in the project.
Cool. We all are excited.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, Archana, please share your screen. Then floor will all be yours. 15 minutes for you, and 1 or 2 minutes you can stretch.
Yes, sir. Let me share my screen.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. The stage is all yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Guys, just imagine a world where applications understand and respond to the users just like a human assistant. Think of ChatGPT, but embedded seamlessly into your own applications. That sounds exciting, right? Yeah. Today, I just want to guide you through the process of integrating Azure OpenAI into Flask API, which unlocks the power of intelligent automation into your projects. So, in the next 20 minutes, you'll learn how to build, deploy, and test a smart API that communicates with OpenAI's powerful model. So I just want to break it down step by step from architecture to the real-time execution. So let's divide the session into three sections. So first one is understanding the system architecture behind Flask AI using Azure OpenAI and walking through the code that powers the integration. And finally, we are going with the live demo. So let's start our session with the system architecture. Before we jump into the code, let's see how the system works together. So this is our system architecture. And here we use React UI for front end and Flask API as a back end, which handles the request, and Azure OpenAI service, uh, which generates the AI response. And the last one is authentication and logging for authentication and debugging, but as of now it is completely optional enhancement, or we can consider it as a future enhancement. So let's see how everything connects. When a user gives input to the React UI, it processes it and sends to the Python Flask API. And this Flask API processes the request and resend to the Azure OpenAI. This generates a response. This generates the AI response based on the given user input. Once response is received, this API sends the the result back to the UI. Emphasize the importance of using environment variables to secure keys and configuration. So, firstly, we have to focus on this. Give me a second. Firstly, we have to focus on the .env file. This env file uses to store environment variables in a key value folder, which keeps the sensitive information like API keys and database potential out of the source code. While pushing the whole code or any project into a Git or any version control system, make sure not push the env file. In this env file, we contains Azure OpenAI deployment need. So here we can see the model name GPT-3.5 Turbo 16K, and we have a Azure OpenAI endpoint, which is Azure resource name and Azure AI infrastructure. Then we have the version name and the respective API key. All these are embedded in our env file to work a system smoothly. Next, let's get into the code. The main thing of this app.py is we have 4 import statements, that is from line 7 to line 10. You can see here the line 7 we have imported a api.blueprint from API home routes. So you can see here importing home api.bp means you will register it in a main Flask to manage the home related endpoints. And then the second line is line 8. This command is mainly for error handling. You can see here the handle error server error function might handle 500 internal servers in a Flask. Yeah, this is used for handling errors. And the third one is configure logging. This imports a function configure logging from utils.config, which is responsible for setting up logging applications. And the last one, the 10th line, completions API BP. This is similar to the home API BP, that is similar to line 7, which imports another Flask blueprint from completion routes.py. So, since the name suggests completion, it handles OpenAI for generating response. You can see my left side of the screen in the Explorer. We have all these files under the API folder, and we have utils which contains error handling and logging config. Each folder for that is backend and frontend, we have the respective readme folders. So we are working on the backend. So let me consider readme in a backend folder. Yeah. With the help of these markdown files, we can execute our system. So yeah, coming to the line 10. Yeah, line 10 and line 11, we have to install Python and pip. Yes, let me copy this path first. Give me a second. Yeah, let me copy the path first. I'm selecting my path for the execution. Yeah, I'm done with this. This line 10 and line 7 shows the Python and pip versions. So as we all know that Python, it is a high level language which is mainly used for OpenAI. And this pip is a Python package installer, manage the Python installation and updation, etc. So let me copy this and paste it here just to check my versions of pip and Python. So after executing this, I have my Python and pip with latest version. You can see here. And oh god. After that, we have to install the virtual environment. Yes, I'm just copying this and pasting it here. So it is running. Yeah. If we have already if virtual environment is already created, already installed in our personal computer or any PC, it will shows that already requirement already satisfied. If not, it will shows that dependencies are loading. So next, after creating this, we have to go with this one. Yes. Yeah. I'm just pasting this here. Yeah. So we have already created a virtual environment. Yeah, so it shows that it unable to copy. And next, we have to activate the virtual environment by using this command stab and atab. Yeah. Once the virtual environment is activated, we can see the .vnv, green color .vnv here. And after this, we have to check the files in. We have to check the list of files. For that, we are executing dir command. Yeah, you can see this .vnv here. This means we are activated virtual environment. After activating this, we have to run the server. For running the server, I'm using this stab, btab. Yeah, I'm selecting the respective folder. Yes, I'm selecting the respective folder and changing the directory. So we are in the backend now. After this, we need to execute a command py space app.py just to run the server. So you can see here it is running. So yeah, we have to click this 127. So here our server is running successfully. After this, I'm selecting a new tab. uh, I'm selecting a new tab here, over here, and yeah, I'm just searching for an example prompt here. Oh, yeah, that is from line 87 to line 90. Yeah, I'm copying this and pasting it in a new tab. So here we have given a prompt, what is an orange? Here we are invoking a REST method in the main link. Yeah, let's execute this. Yeah, here we have given a prompt, what is an orange? After execution, we'll get the respective response from for a given prompt. So this is a response for a given prompt. And yeah, we can check for we can check for another. Let me ask something. What is Gen AI? Yeah, it is generating a response. So it has responded to our given prompt. What is Gen AI? Uh, yeah, this is all about the backend, uh, and the front end will be explained by the another speaker, Manozgna, and overing it to the Manozgna. Thank you.
Archana, that was a wonderful session. Ritish, anything to add from your side?
Really, it's really awesome. So I hope this is a very good learning for you. To make use of it and
For
to
some
you.
reason, your
So,
voice was little low.
you're not able to hear me.
Yeah,
Sorry for that.
we didn't hear you.
Okay. So thanks, Archana, for your wonderful presentation. So I'm hoping that this is a good learning for you. So make sure you continue learning and keep exploring and have a good luck for your future. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Manogna, your screen is ready, and floor is all yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, sir. Good morning, everyone. I am Manozgna. Today, as Archana had built the backend, let's focus on the front end. I'll be discussing about the front end experience. I'm still a learner. Apologize if I do any mistakes. So for today's session, I'll show you how to create a beautiful responsive UI interface using React and Tailwind CSS. So let me give you the quick review over the technologies we will be using today. We are using React, Tailwind CSS, Vite and Flask in today's project. React is is a JavaScript library for building the user interfaces. It helps us to break down the app into reusable components. Tailwind CSS. It's, as we know, Tailwind CSS is a utility for CSS framework. It is used for developing the custom-based designs using the predefined classes in it. Vite. Coming to the Vite, we are building the project using the Vite configuration. It is very fast and efficient to develop environments. Flask, we are also using Flask, which is a lightweight Python framework. We will be integrating the front end within the next session. It will be handling the backend logic such as processing requests and sending the responses. So that I have given an overview about the technologies, let's get dive in and get started building our front end. So first, let us start with setting up the React project. Let me copy this code. I'm taking a folder called work and running the Vite configuration. Here I will be selecting the framework as React because we are integrating the Vite with the React. As variant, we are using TypeScript. As we have done setting up the Vite configuration with the React, we'll connect our present folder with the React Vite configuration. Here we have connected our present folder with the React using Vite. Now let's install Tailwind configure Tailwind. See, usually this Tailwind is very useful for us as it contains already predefined classes for styling the application efficiently. Usually it is a utility first approach which makes it really quick to build custom designs. After completion of this installation of we'll be seeing about the Tailwind configuration. This Tailwind configuration ensures that the Tailwinds applies the styles correctly throughout our app. See here, as our Tailwind installation is done. Now let's see the Tailwind configuration. This now I'll be briefly saying about the configurations and the nodes which we are used for front end. Firstly, Tailwind configuration. Here it contains content, theme customization, and extension plugins. Coming to the content, it contains the source folders and the data which we are extracting from. And the theme, we are using Inter as our theme for the for our entire front end as the default found. We can customize it using the project's typography. Container, these are all the padding sizes, screen sizes, breaking point, responsive layout. Extend, here extend is empty as because we can custom default themes in it. Plugins, as of now we are not using any plugins. In future we'll be adding Tailwind to our plugin to integrate it with our present project. Now this ts app.json, this is used for TypeScript configuration file as we are using TypeScript as our variant. This setups the optimized React and bundler mode. Here skip library used for checking for faster compilation and prevents emitting files. Linting options is used for checking unused variables and parameters so that no unused values or parameters can be imported into our project. For inclusion, we are using this folder into our this file into our src, so we included src in the inclusion. Now, configuration. This configuration refers contains app which is used for setting up the application, and node for setting up the Node.js project. As we have discussed about app, we'll see the node. This node is contains the ES 2022 and 2023 bundler features, which is optimized for bundling. It contains strict rules which we can't enforce, that any other output files which does not which contains errors cannot be integrated into it. Here we are including Wit as our configuration file in the inclusion to add this file into the Wit configuration. Wit contains both import and export operations, export modules. Here we are defining Wit with Wit configuration and exporting our plugins as React. Here it defines the Wit to use the React plugin, enabling us to optimize and support for our React. Coming to the packages, package.json, here it's divided into 4 types: script, dependencies, dev dependencies, and the versions. First, as we have seen, we've named our project name as CGPT the clone, and our version is 0.00. We're using as development environment as Vite, and dependencies we are using this font awesome and React DOM versions. For dependencies, ESL for code link, ESL JS for code linting, TypeScript for type checking, and Tailwind CSS for our styling. Package log. Here, this log is automatically generated by npm while we are giving the package, while we are ensuring the package.json. It enables us to stable and continuous management. Now, post CSS. Here, as we have seen in before, plugins are empty. Now we are adding our plugins as Tailwind and auto prefixes to add stylings to our application. Now let's see the main content, index.html. So this index.html is the basic web page with key points as favicon to the browser tab, and we are using default font as Inter from the Google Fonts for text styling. Our body contains a script src as main.tsx. Let me show you main.tsx. This main.tsx contains both strict and create root. Here create root document dot get element dot root makes us our root node is attached with this main.tsx. Let me show you. Let me run this. First, I'll change the directory. Let's run this. See here. This is our development tools. As we have seen, this is the root node. Here our index.html contains src as main in its root, and main is connecting these main with this root. Here we can see in our root we are connecting main. Similarly, main contains both index and index.css and app. Coming to the index, it contains the basic font families with background to our web page. And app is divided into 4 sections. A component contains 4 sections: sidebar, headbar, chat, and footer. Here we can see a component's header and footer as it is connected. This app.txs is connected in the app.tsx, and index.cxs is connected in the main.tsx. These two are represented in these dev tools because of this root. So coming to the app.tsx, it contains 2 sections: sidebar and the remaining main components. Main components contain header, chat, and footer. These all are contained in the components. So let's see the components. So these components contains the data that we are displaying on the folder. This is the header, footer, this is the sidebar, and singleton, this is the, we can change it. We don't have to change the entire code to change this or change this. Let me show you. In chat.tsx, let me add, hey, I am Manozgna. As we can see, I changed this line. Here I can see, hey, I am Manozgna. I didn't change the entire code, but I just changed the line which I wanted to change in the chat. Similarly, for footer section, I can add, this is the footer section. See, you can see here, this is the footer section. I didn't change the code. If I want to change the footer section, I can just simply write the text over here. Similarly to the head bar, I can write header. See, the text over here changed to header, singleton ChatGPT. For the sidebar contains both login and logout. I'll write, hi, welcome. For logout, bye. See, you can see login, hi, welcome here, and logout, bye over here. See, I didn't change the entire code. I just changed these letters, these words. So like this, we can integrate our UI interface. Now that I have completed discussing about the front end, my friend Srivalli will continue about the integration of front end and back end applications. I'll forward it to Srivalli.
Thanks, Manogna. That was a wonderful session with soft colors. Venkat, anything from your side?
Yeah, that's really good. As we're covering end to end, so that's really awesome. That's really good, Manozgna, for the wonderful session. So keep learning, keep exploring. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Srivalli, could you please share your screen? The floor is all yours. All the best.
Yes. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, go ahead. It's all yours.
Good morning, everyone. This is Srivalli. I would like to explain about the integration between the front end and the back end. Before I dive into the introduction, I would like to inform you something. I'm still a learner. Apologize if I do any mistake. So the goal of the session is to connect the React UI to the Flask backend, which was explained, the React UI which was explained by Manozgna. And I would like to handle the CORS error and security issues. And I would like to show you how the UPI request or we are giving to the Flask. So for any web application that we are trying to build, there is two parts mainly, the front end and the back end. We need to integrate the front end and back end to get the response. The user will give the prompt about the request they are giving, and the backend will give the response, which will be showed in the UI which we have built. There will be there will be CORS errors, which is cross origin resource sharing errors that will occur due to the different origins that we are trying to build. I would like to show you the errors that we are getting. In the project, we have built in backend ap.py, the main file. So here I would like to show you the errors that we will get. Here I'm trying to comment the CORS app line, and I try to run the page. So you can see it here. I've already run it. So I'll show you just a second. I'm trying to give a prompt like what is an apple? Send. You can see here I'm getting an error which is failure to fetch. So I'll try to resolve this issue. We can actually try to resolve these issues by two methods. We should first import Flask. You can see here, we should first import the cars in the Flask that we have installed, and we need to remove this cars, remove this comment which we have applied. I'll try to show you the, I'll run it again, and I'll show you the, I'll try to show you the output. In Flask we have tried to do this. So the errors occur due to this because the React and frontend are coming from the different origins. So that's why we are having the errors. I try to run this right now. We can see the error. So yeah, I would like to ask a question again, same question. What is an apple? You could see here then an apple is a type of fruit. This response is generated, which concludes that the cause error or the main thing that should be resolved while we are doing this, or else our system won't generate a response. We have created the in source, we have created the in components, we have created the two things, app.api.ts, and in services we could see, just a second, I would like to explain some functions in chat.tsx. First to integrate the front end and back end, we need to resolve some CORS issues. CORS is nothing but cross origin resource sharing errors. We will get these errors because our front end React and the back end Flask, they are of different origins. You can actually see here when I'm trying to run this, you could see the port here. This issue occurs because they are of different origins. Even though they are in the same local machine, you could see that they are of different ports. In browser, there's some policy which will not allow another websites to access our website maliciously if they are of different origins. Even so, we'll explicitly need to tell the server that you should allow every other response. I mean, you could see we have installed the cars here. Just a second, I'll show it. We have installed the cars, import the cars into the Flask, so that we are explicitly saying the Flask backend to allow requests made by the React frontend, so that we will not get any issues regarding the cars, and we'll get the response. I've already showed it to you, the response here. You could actually inspect this. I'll try to show you the, you could see. So we'll get the perfect output. You could say we generate a response. We'll resolve this like this, and we need to modify the chat.tsx in the components, so that we'll fetch a response from the backend, which will display on the front end. You could see here use state and fetch AI response. Use state is nothing but it will tell the UI that state of the UI, and fetch AI response is if the user gives a prompt. Like if the user gives an input, it will generate a response. It will generate this response, which is called fetch AI response. And I would like to explain these functions in this code. Send request is nothing but user is sending the request to the backend. Like what is an apple is the request, which I have done right now. And set response is it is setting the backend. It is setting the backend that the user has generated an prompt and await fetch AI response. If here I have given the result, so in result we have given the prompt like what is an apple, something like that. It will give the response and store in the AI response variable, which is nothing but result in here. So after a set response, the response which has been generated by the backend will be displayed on the UI, will be displayed on the output. We can see on the screen. I'll just show. We can see here, this is the output which is generated. because we used the set response and it will give you the output. And I would like to tell you about, in the services we got api.ts. This is the fetch AI response, which you will get the response to the prompt you have given. And await fetch is, it's just the response you are giving is trying, we are waiting for the response. The backend will tell, the backend is waiting for the response so that the response will be generated on the front end. And there we can see the method. We can see the method here, post. This is nothing but it is telling this tells the server that we are sending data. We are giving the prompt to the backend. You can see headers content type. Here we specify that we are sending JSON data in the request body in headers content type application JSON. The server will expect and understand this, that we have given the headers and body JSON string file. This part converts the prompt JavaScript object into a JSON string. The prompt is the user's input, which will be sent to the backend. We are trying to check the response here. If not response.ok, we are trying to check whether the HTTP response status is in the 200-300 range, indicating success. If the status code indicates if something failure occurs, then the page will not load. An error will be thrown. To catch the we have also included this catch block to catch the errors that in the console, and return await res.text. If the request is successful, we return the response body as a string, which you have seen in the case. I've asked them what is meant by apple, and it has given me the text in the part of the string. This is the data we expect from the backend, likely a response from the AI. We have modified the chat.tsx. These are the API calls we used. You could say that useState is a React hook that let us manage state in the component, and fetch AI response is the function we create to send the request to the Flask backend. By importing fetch AI response, we can use it inside the component. Here you can see the component. We can use it in the component to make API calls. We need to update the chat component. Prompt is nothing but the user input that we have given, and the response is the AI response, which in turn from the backend will give you the response, and it will be displayed on the front end. This send request is nothing but sending the request. So the main agenda of this importing the course is we are resolving the issue. Even though from the different origins, we are trying to integrate both front end and back end, React framework and Flask framework. By importing this course, we are trying to resolve this issue so that we don't get any error while we are trying to generate a response from the AI. So yeah, we have successfully built the AI app, and we'll generate, even though you give different prompts, we'll get them. What is banana? I'll try to. It is thinking. That means we have seen the function called set response, await response, that's why it is thinking and showing. Bananas, you could see the information here. This is a response that is generated by the backend. So yeah, we have built the app successfully. I would like to wrap up the session here. If you have any questions, please convey it.
Yes, guys, you have any questions, please post it in the meetup. And I really appreciate these first-time speakers to come up and share their knowledge, whatever they have learned. That was wonderful. And Archana, Manozgna, and Srivalli, great job. Ritesh, anything from your side before we wind up this bridge?
Hey, Srivalli, that was a really awesome session. So you explained a better view to how to handle the errors also. That's really amazing. Because people stuck there explaining that. So yeah, that's really awesome. Keep up the good work and keep learning. Yeah. So hope we were close to the end. Uh, so please reach out if you are interested. We are open, so you can actually connect with us via Meetup, LinkedIn. So we were having all the channels on LinkedIn and Meetup. So if anyone interested watching this show, who are interested to talk or volunteer or speak in the bigger event, we also have the offline events happening in Global AI Hyderabad. So if you wanted to speak or you wanted to take the lightning talk or spotlight, so we have multiple options. So you can actually reach out. We can share you the form and you can fill it, and then we will shortlist the best out of it. Yeah. Over to you, Swamy, and thanks for everyone who gave time on Sunday. Uh, Thanks for everyone, especially all the three speakers, young speakers. Thanks for your time and yeah, keep up your good work. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.